Well, what are we going to talk about today? We got many things. I haven't been streaming every day because I feel sometimes there are no new news. But today we got lots of new news. Now we are going more towards regulation. We are going towards more talking about the CBDC because the CBDC is spreading like a wildfire. Furthermore, speaking about fire, I mean, Russia, Ukraine, it looks like it's going to have a global impact. At least it's very, I don't know, interesting to see what's going to happen with the gas. We need to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit about the CPI numbers. I'm also going to share with you a few coins that I am staking because who knows when this downtrend is going to end. So I wanted to share 4 or 5 coins that are down around 80-90%, which most of the coins are these days, and where I'm staking them. So we got lots of things to do. So we need to start, and I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel and you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well then please hit like, smash, subscribe, so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos. So that you can, and this is important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Arachi, and I'm the host of this little show.
This dance ain't for everybody, only the sexy people.
There we go. And as always, first things first, I'm down here in the corner. We are going to have a look at the level of market manipulation, or at least where the markets are. Now, what we're seeing here, we're looking at the 15-minute charts, and I think it's interesting. What are we all seeing here? We're seeing this big red candle, right? This was today, and if I remember correctly, this is when we saw the CPI numbers coming out. And what happened? Well, obviously, the numbers, they were a shit show, to say the least. Everybody thought it was gonna, tumble down, and it did, but only shortly, right? And then it recovered. Now, this is when the markets, they tend to play small tricks on let's say, on new investors, because it goes actually, first, it does what we anticipate, and that was bad news. Let's go down, and then it recovers. How can I say, why do I say new investors? The reason being why I'm pointing this out, and also funny, as we can see, all four charts here, they're showing exactly the same trend, right? Pattern, correlating much more than it should. That should also really give you the understanding that, there is manipulation taking place. That's the only way I can say it. I want to point out that when I started investing more than 20 years ago, I remember I was living CNBC, right? And I was looking always forward, not forward, but I was on top of my game when it came to CNBC coming out with the macro numbers and what should we expect, and if the earnings were better than expected, the CPI numbers, they were worse or better, and at that time, I would try to invest in line with, when the new numbers came out. However, there was a funny trend that I very early on acknowledged, and that was always do the opposite. I mean, what we are seeing here today, first down and then recovering, is just the markets playing tricks. So I just want to point that out. Let's move on to, and if you have any questions regarding that, let me know. Now let's look at Bitcoin. 1 weekly chart, 7-day moving average. And you know why I like to look at that? You see, let's go in here and look at the original. Yeah, change the view. You can see here we got down here. You may laugh a little. Why is it that as always, using the 7-day moving average and the weekly? Well, I haven't been, streaming as much as I should, but remember Sunday, 10 days ago, I did say that we will probably go up and go closer to the 7-day moving average, having a little bit of kissy. Now, we did go up. We didn't go all the way up and kiss it, but we did see the market go up. Now, obviously, since we are more trending down, the 7-day moving average is following, and they are probably now there's not so much room to the upside unless we're going to break through it. I do not know on the short term if we're going to break through the 7-day moving average or what's going to happen. I still tend to believe, and there's a lot of, I would say, macro news facts that we need to also talk about today, that really I still believe we're going to go further down. I actually think the market is a terrible place to be at the moment. However, let's go in, let's have a look at Ethereum and see how Ethereum is doing. See here, it's also very similar, right? Very close to the 7-day moving average, but we can see Ethereum is here building a support and resistance around the 1,000 some level, as we are seeing Bitcoin doing around the 20,000. Nevertheless, I will have to, and I like to point out, if you are into day trading, if you are into short-term trading, or not even just short-term trading, now we're looking at the 15-minute, if you actually want to understand what is behind these candles, what is a market maker? Who is making the market? Why like we're seeing here today, why did we see this red candle? Why did we see the markets fall and then retrace? What is behind it? If you want to understand the mechanism of short-term trading and really get educated, the only place you have to go is to Traders Reality and say hi to Tino.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a conversation. Mad love and respect to every single one of you beautiful people.
And here we are. I want to quick go over the market, what we are seeing. I see a new thing. I don't think that was last time that we got this 1 hour here on CoinMarketCap. We usually, if I remember correctly, only had the 24 difference in price. Right now, right, we can see 24 hours. We can see Bitcoin is up. We see Ethereum up 3%. However, I mean, let's be honest. It's still a bit of a shit show to be in. And but let's just scroll down. We're seeing a little bit of a mixed here things, they don't look, when we look here, we got like Filecoin up a little and we got Decentraland down a little. Here it doesn't look exactly like we were seeing the 4 big ones, but overall the market, I do believe, is being manipulated. But we're seeing good signs here. We're seeing Aave up 10%. I truly believe that if you can't wait and you average in, like I do, by the way, I still think it's better to wait, but you gotta go quality over quantity. And the last 3 months, and I will still point it out, big defensive DeFi coins, like Aave, up 10%, right? Maker down, however, should also be one of the big DeFis, but as we're seeing, just not a lot. 14% to Curve, right? That could be in line with Aave. And then I would anticipate that we would also see synthetics up, but also not. Nevertheless, I think it's a lossless market at the moment. And there's not too much to say, not too many news here. And that's why let's go back here to Bitcoin and look at the weekly. I do truly believe that we will see further downwards momentum. Is it going to be over at 12,000? I don't know. Are we going to go and see 8,000? I don't know. I just think that there are many more indicators leading to further downtrend. So I would say, I hope you still got some coins in the right pocket, in the left pocket, and in the back pocket. And so wait up and let's see what is actually going to happen in the world. Now, my favorite part of this little show, that is to have a chit chat. Time to chit chat. Good to see Vex is here. How are you doing, my friend? And we got Salma. Long time no see. That you are right. Why are you not streaming daily? Everything's okay, boss. Oh, I love when you care. That really, lots of love. No, sometimes I also need time to study the market and get a feel for where we're going, and not just, stream and say a lot of nonsense. And especially in these times when I think we are seeing a different market environment. And that's what we are going to talk about. And the Queen is 9.1%. The CPI numbers, that's fatal. Anyway, let's move on to today's news, because we got a lot of news to talk about. So we better get started. And here we are. First of all, as I've said before, remember the historical corrections that I like to point out, because I really do believe we're only 9 months into the current correction. And if you compare them with the one in 2013 and 2017, we're both 14 months, we saw above 80 drawdown. And that would actually, still, if we were to see Bitcoin hit 12,000 by November, December 2022, we would be around minus 81%. So I still think that this is, this is something, an indication of the past that I could, take into account, or at least remember. Furthermore, on the traditional news, yes, what is it that we are seeing here? Well, we are seeing what we saw at the time when we were making this presentation. Bitcoin altcoin markets tumble down as inflation hits 40-year high of 9.1%. Now, I remember when Sleepy Uncle Joe, right, when he took office or when he was campaigning, he promised us that we were not going to see that. I did call him and said, Joe, what's up?
I have no idea.
He never has any idea, does he now? So what do we see? We're seeing them up 9.1%, and this is excluding food and energy. So, and excluding food and energy, the core CPI rose 5.9% compared with 5.7 estimate. That means it was worse than, both numbers were worse than estimated, which is why people would have thought it would have continued down. Energy prices surged 7.5% on the month, and we're up 41% on a 12-month basis. Energy is something that we also need to pay a little bit more attention to. And I want to go right to it, because and this is actually when it comes to the war in Ukraine and Russia. Because currently what we are seeing is, will Russia continue to reduce its gas exports to Europe? And I don't know if you're aware of it, but I think since 2 days ago, the operator Nord Stream, which is basically the pipeline, transferring gas to Europe, they have shut down for maintenance work, and it is scheduled to run from Monday 2 days ago until July 21st. Now, this has been, announced, and it was planned. However, there are, Germany's energy regulator came out and said that they believe that Russia may continue to throttle Europe's energy supplies beyond the scheduled end of the maintenance works. Basically, what they're saying is that they are scared that Russia will use it as a weapon, and that Europe will not get its gas as they are supposed to. Just 1 second. I just gotta have a Bahama Mama moment here. Bahama Mama. It's gotta have these little transitions there so I can, have a drink here. What we're seeing here is Russian gas imports into the... That Bahama Mama. Hallelujah. Yeah, always a little bit of trouble here. Anyway, so we're seeing the Russian gas imports into the EU, and we can see that, I guess we all know that Russia is the largest gas supplier of gas to Europe, but as we can see here, Germany, they import 66% of their gas, and you can say France only 16%, but nevertheless, it can have large implications on the global economy. And I think it remains interesting, and we need to keep an eye on what's going to happen after July 21st, because as we're also going into winter, we're not there yet, right? But it goes quickly when in these, when we talk about, bigger amounts of energy supplies. What's going to happen? Because once everybody's going to freeze here, they do not want. Maybe they don't care so much about, the Ukraine, save Ukraine. So that is something we have. Guys, I just spilled my entire Bahama Mama on the floor. I need to just wipe it away. This is something. So I'll be right back. I'm sorry for this. What a circus. I'm sorry about that. But now we got that Bahama Mama on the floor out of the way. It's not good with all these electricity cords lying on the floor. Anyway, so these are things that we also need to take into consideration. Now, I usually, when we have these CPI numbers coming out, I like to look at shadow stats because I think they have more numbers that reflect the reality better than what we are seeing the government come out with. However, we don't have time for that today, but I do believe that shadow stats from John Williams, they believe that the numbers are even worse than what we are seeing here. So take that into consideration. Also here, we are seeing from Bloomberg, this is a probability model, but what they are estimating is that there is a risk of 38% compared to a 0 chance just a few months ago that we will see the United States going into recession. Now, I believe that we're going to see a global recession, but the fact that, Bloomberg comes out and also raises the probability should be viewed as a warning signal. So I would look at it. So we are going to obviously focus more on that, because if the world is going into a global recession, if the war is going to continue, then, and this is maybe the main reason why I did not stream for the last few days. Remember, I wanted to talk about, you wanted to make portfolio update, and we will also do portfolio update. But I think that right now, the best thing you can do is keep your coins in your right pocket, in your left pocket, and in your back pocket. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about more about your stable coins. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that we exited, right? We put a lot of our coins in stable coins. And even those stable coins, right now, I'm keeping them in my hardware ledger, cold storage, right? I don't even stake them, because what we saw on various exchanges. So you got to be careful. That's all I can say. Now, obviously, we don't know exactly when the market could turn around. That's why, averaging in is still good. But I'm a little bit cautious at the moment. I don't think that the world currently is. I think we are seeing. How can I say it? We're seeing dangerous things going on, both in the economy and also when it comes to geopolitical escalation between the West and the East. So let's move on here. And what do I want to move on to is my favorite topic. Now, if there's one thing I want to say, and as I've said many times before in the past, the future of finance is being built right in front of our eyes. It's being built on the blockchain, and it's being built on Ethereum. And today I will present to you, black on white, the facts that in case the global financial future monetary system is really going to be, going to be taken over with the central bank digital currency, that it will be on Ethereum. So first news, French central bank announced phase 2 of wholesale digital euro project. So let's just see here. And I don't want to read all of this here, but so what they did is that Banque de France, the governor, he said that the critical use cases of settlement of securities issued with digital ledger technology, it's important that you keep that in mind, DLT, digital ledger technology, because that can basically be anything, right? That's why there wasn't really hard. I kind of knew there was on Ethereum, but it was still the question, could it be other blockchains, or could it even be Ripple XRP? So what they did here is that they designed a proprietary digital ledger technology called DL3S for a potential future system. It also produced an automated market maker platform based on a decentralized finance model where settlements of multiple CBDCs could be carried out. So new experiments, and this is important, new experiments will involve testing a prototype digital euro with private actors and other central banks in preparation for the 2023 implementation of the pilot regime. See, I do think that in 2023, we're going to see a turnaround. Web 3.0, 2023, it will be the rollout of the CBDC globally. It's just a feeling that I have. Furthermore, not also important, and that is that the Swiss Post banking arm are developing an in-house crypto custody platform. So we can see even the Post is setting up in order to hold cryptocurrencies for their clients. We got so much news, so I can't spend too much time on the Post. The South African Reserve Bank, SARB, is making steady progress in investigations around the central bank digital currency. Actually, they've been on it for much, much longer. So what do we say here? That speaking about the South African Central Bank is intimately involved with Project Dunbar, an initiative that brings together the Reserve Bank of Australia, the Central Bank of Malaysia, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and the South African Reserve Bank for a cross-border central bank digital currency. And then we can see the South African Reserve Bank has previously tested a digital currency for local use as part of its Project COCA program, which looked at using blockchain technology to speed up payment systems in the country. And here we can see, as you know, this is the CBDC tracker, which you can also go to Atlantic Council in order to look at that yourself. Now, there was other news today when it comes to the CBDC, and that is something called Project Euro. So, Project Euro is the latest cross-border settlement project that the Bank for International Settlements have launched successfully. So now we have been talking about this a lot, right? The Bank for International Settlements is the mother of all central banks, and they're basically rolling out and giving instructions to all central banks around the world how they should implement it. So there is this from the Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub that we have also looked at before. They have come out with a report where we actually can see their projects. And here we can see, here we go. These are the projects that they have been promoting. Ethanon Lion Rock 2, Project Euro that I just mentioned, Dunbar, and Enbridge. I mean, these are not all of them. Now, the Bank for International Settlements have always been very, very secretive about which blockchain they're really using. But down here you can see the DLT, distributed ledger technology. We can see here Hyperledger Besu is Ethereum consensus. Corda is R3 Corda. We will talk about them in a second. Corda and Quorum. Well, Corda, as we talk about, Quorum is obviously Ethereum consensus, right? And then I do not know, to be quite honest, Enbridge Ledger. I do not know who they are yet, but we will know that by tomorrow. So as you know, what I like to do always is I like to take you to consensus, right? And consensus is founded by Joseph Lubin, one of the co-founders of Ethereum. And here we can see that Project Consensus is a big part of Project Ubin and Project COCA, which is for South Africa. So you can see here Consensus elected by Hong Kong Monetary Authority to lead phase 2 of Ethanon Lion Rock. And we got here Project, again, Ubin, blockchain case study for banking in Singapore. And just to make it again sure, this Project COCA, blockchain case study for central banking in South Africa. All by Enterprise Ethereum and Consensus. So basically, Quorum is just a permissioned blockchain based on Ethereum. So the question is today, because we haven't spoken a lot about this on this channel, and that is, who is R3 Corda? And they are, that is the blockchain or the project behind Project Euro. And Project Euro is just cross-border settlement using wholesale CBDCs. Again, Bank of International Settlements. So I went in and I will make a video about this tomorrow or the day after, because this is maybe it's boring, but it is very important. Who is behind R3 Quarter? Who are they really? So you see, R3 is a financial firm that leads a consortium partnership consisting of over 100 of the world's leading financial institutions to design and deliver distributed ledger technologies to the global financial markets. It was founded in 2014 by 9 banks, including Goldman Sachs, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan, and others, with the goal of applying blockchain technology to commercial markets. What does this say? What does this say? As I said, I will make a video tomorrow. But why is this so important for me that I share this with you? Since I started this channel, I have always told you the future of finance is being built on Ethereum. And I think here we can see this is the proof. The last proof, to hammer it in, because in all BIS documents, they have never really spoken about which blockchain. So when we go back to this, what do we call it here? There, from today, you know, the documents, it is from last month, however, June 2022. I didn't get around actually to go through it. If you scroll down to the last page here, the annex, and you can see how they're describing distributed ledger technologies, and we can see they got Quarter. And we will go into that. For me, it's a little harder to explain here, so I will do that in a video. But even the next thing is Ethereum-based Quorum and Hyperledger Besu. And these are basically the only 2 blockchains they're working with. Remember, there's no difference between Ethereum and Quorum. So I guess you could say you can even go in to GitHub, and you can go into GitHub and Quarter and Ethereum and Consensus, Quorum, and Hyperledger Besu. So I would say that it is pretty much official that the CBDC is going to be based on Ethereum in combination with R3 Quarter. You know, when I knew I was going to present this today, and it always takes time to prepare it, I didn't present it the way that I was seeing myself, like a professional, like on the big TV stations. But I hope that this gave you some insight of where the cryptocurrency / where the global financial market is heading. And guys, believe it or not, that's basically, we still have to go over some cryptocurrency news and some coins that I actually do think really have potential. Needless to say, Aave, right? Now, some of the latest news is that Aave is going to launch an over-collateralized stablecoin called GHO. And I do believe that Aave is one of the big DeFi players, you know that. So I just want to point out, currently down 89% from its all-time high. I still believe that the market is in a fragile place, but averaging in at these prices, I don't think is totally wrong. The next one that I really like is Synthetics. And I also wanted to point out, I'm staking Synthetics, and it's been in the last few weeks, it's between 40 to 70%. And you get your payments weekly. Now it's a little bit, you have to do a little bit of work there, but it is, it's a lovely, lovely coin to stake. And I also believe Synthetics is going to be one of the market leaders of tomorrow, down 91% from its all-time high, which was recorded in February 2021. So averaging in there is maybe also not the worst. Now, another coin I wanted to point out that I'm also staking, perhaps, and I don't know if that's going to be an ultimate market leader of tomorrow, but that is Pancake on the Pancake exchange, decentralized exchange. And currently I locked up my cakes, or not my cake, Kitty's cakes, for 25 weeks, because I don't think we're really gonna go anywhere. I don't think I need to sell them, so why not stake them? And you can see with an APY of 43%. And so you can see you can lock them in for 25 weeks, and then you get 43% 88%. Now, I actually believe that this is great because if, you look at cake that is also down, I don't know, maybe 80, 90%. I don't have the chart here. But remember, so you get paid in cake tokens. And if cake is going to go up to its past all-time high, then the returns on or from your staking rewards, they are great, to say the least. Furthermore, another thing that I'm doing on PancakeSwap is providing liquidity to the pool of Chromia and BUSD. So we got Chromia, which is also a blockchain that has been developed, I've spoken about also many times in Sweden, got awarded, best startup company in Sweden twice. They're also doing great things, been around for long, is also down. We can just have a quick look at, go in and have a quick look at Chromia, because I think it's a top quality project, completely, not mainstream, but has huge potential. So there we go. We can see Chromia here. If we go down all, you can see also down. I mean, everything is down at the moment, right? I think needless to say. And how much from its all-time high? Should look here. 88% from its all-time high. So I'm providing liquidity, and I'm doing that because not only am I earning 38% on my Chromia tokens, but also on my stablecoins BUSD. And I do have faith in Binance. I don't think here we're gonna see any, but who knows? There's been some other recent problems. I forgot what was it with Celsius and Vault and 3 Arrows Capital. So watch out. And another thing here, what else am I doing? Staking Radium on Radium, however, only at 10%. But I also believe the Radium will be a big DeFi player when it comes to the Solana ecosystem. And last but not least, on Binance, also providing liquidity. And here it is Engine and USDT. And the yield is 40%. There you don't have to lock up anything. I just wanted to give you these few examples of what we're doing because I promised portfolio update, which will come soon this week. But just to let you know that there are some good staking opportunities while we are in a bear market. Guys, that's Galileo. Infinity, I didn't forget about it, but I've been busy with other things. It is on my to-do list. Guys, that's all I have for today. Yep, time to chit chat, time to say goodbye. Goodbye for today. That is my retirement package. I think that's a good thing. And I think everything regarding Polkadot and Kusama are great things. And I reply on BS address, but I haven't received yet. Is there anything else I need to do? No, you don't. Niran June. No. Betty, actually, Cherry, she told me that she hadn't done it, and I said, shame on her. We will do it right after. So sorry that you haven't received that yet, and you certainly should. I apologize. Actually, we'll send you double. I will make sure that Cherry does that right after. Crypto Granny, good to see you. Good night, Galileo. And you did direct message me. I didn't find it, but I will look again. I'm not a big fan of Telegram, but I will, and I will be a part of it. Thank you so much all for joining. I love you so much. You know that. And be patient, be strong, and watch out, because the markets, they are ugly. And we're going to end this today with comparison between SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and NATO, because I don't know where this world is going. I don't want to be too dramatic, but rather be safe than sorry. See you soon. Goodbye.